Hey everyone, and welcome back to Mario's World, the place where education meets fun. In this video, we're gonna be discussing how you can start managing your own money like the 1%. And there's gonna be plenty of examples and good experiences. So if you are ready, steady, let's go. But before we hit it, let's give it a thumbs up if you're already enjoying this video. The hype is up to the moon. You know how things should be. Make sure that you're energetic every day that you're getting up and you're making the most out of it. So yeah, without further ado, I think it's time to get started. Hit the subscribe button, comment down below what you guys think, and make sure you check out all of the description down below links. They're gonna be extremely helpful for you guys to develop your own finances and set up your life, hopefully. There's free money everywhere, whether it's on crypto, whether it's on starting to trading, on trading 212, plenty. So make sure you join on all of them if you want to make some free money. So the first thing that you need to think about if you want to have your money managed by yourself and by other people as the 1% is that you want to decrease your emotional spending. We all know that there's plenty of stuff that we all want to do throughout the day, throughout the week, that we just feel like we want to purchase them, you know? So for example, I have a dog now, and I was looking over some of the toys that she might be needing because she likes to play a lot. And you know, when I looked over the toys, some of them were pretty significant prices when I looked at them, because they were on brands like something similar as like Chanel, you know, those type of high tier stuff. And I'm just thinking to myself, will she even make the difference of a toy? But at the same time, I really wanted to do it, but then I was like, I'm gonna wait a day. And the next day when I woke up, I decided that I don't really need this specific brand. I can get the simplest, cheapest toy. That's a joke, obviously not the cheapest, but much, you know, less pricier, and I would still feel pretty happy about it. And she is actually super happy about it at this moment as we're speaking. She's playing with it, and she doesn't even realize that it doesn't have a specific brand, and it was at least £100 less than what it was supposed to be if it was the highest tier brand. So those kind of emotional spending, make sure you're decreasing it as much as possible. You want to get it down to zero if you can. So what I'm suggesting to you guys and everybody else, if your friends and family, if you're mentioning this and sharing this video, is make sure that whenever you're thinking about purchasing something, wait at least one day and then rethink about that decision, whether you actually need it. That's the whole point. That's what it's called, emotional spending. The second thing you need to have in mind is your budgeting. Make sure that you know how much you're making per month as a consistent fixed income, then how much is already fluctuating throughout the income, and then start thinking about how much you're actually spending and what are your expenses and what's your fixed expenses as well. So like the rent, the food, and so on. And those non-fixed expenses, as you can imagine, are stuff as your Netflix. You don't really need it, but you can put it towards a necessity if you're using it almost every day. But those kind of stuff, that going to travel around the world, you know, or getting that Starbucks coffee or whatever it is, yeah? Make sure that you start by budgeting day per day, then they do week by week when you're already getting into it, and then do month by month. Because for some people, they actually have only one source of income, unfortunately. So they're gonna probably start by doing actually month per month. So make sure that you have all of your finances in one spreadsheet if you can, and I'm gonna be releasing a specific spreadsheet for you guys. So make sure to stay tuned, subscribe, and turn that notification bell on, so that I'm gonna be uploading a new video specifically on the products and services that I think will be super beneficial to you guys. So make sure you stay tuned. The third thing is to learn the power of good debt. Yeah, it's Whoa. It's super crucial that you guys understand that there's good debt and there's bad debt, and you need to make you need to make that distinction. I don't know what's going on with me today. For some reason, I can't really speak properly. But yeah, make sure you can make that distinction. There's good debt and bad debt. In most cases, the good debt is gonna be where you're gonna be having a small interest rate. For example, now is one of the best times that you can take out a loan. But either way, now a small interest rate, maybe down the line you can actually repay the whole amount without actually having to pay any interest on it. And maybe you'll even get a cut if you pay all of that at the same time. Or maybe you'll be able to get a good loan. In most cases is for long term, maybe like 25 plus years, like 30 years, whatever the amount is. The next thing is, sometimes it's best to actually get a loan, a debt, when you already have a portion of that money. Let's say, for example, you want to take 100k, you actually have 50k in your bank account. You don't even have to worry about the rest of the 50k, because you're gonna make them definitely much more in the next 30 years or so. Another good example of good debt is when you're actually purchasing something with that specific debt, and that something is going to be generating you guys income so that it can actually cover those expenses. So that's a liability in a sense when you have to pay off that debt to the bank or whatever. So the whole idea is that you need to make that distinction and have only good debt. And if you can't pay off all of the bad debt, like literally, for example, student debt is very, very good, and specifically in the UK. So that's why I have a student debt. The next thing that you definitely need to develop in order to be able to manage your money like the 1% is that you need to have multiple sources of income. Some should be passive, some should be active, some should be freelancing, somewhere in the middle, you know how it is. So definitely have multiple sources of income, whether it's like dividends for passive or real estate income from renting your home or whatever. Then you're going to something a bit more active, where it's like freelancing every now and then, like hourly here and there, working for another company or another startup and so on. And then we're already going to the fixed, where you're already having a job, like that's it. How many hours per week is it? Like 40 hours per week job. Just make sure you're staying tuned to it, make sure that you're staying consistent, and you're just gonna get paid for it, you know. Unfortunately, the fixed one is gonna be already your time for money, which is not ideal, but make sure you have multiple sources of income, ideally 5 to 6. Yeah, that's the ideal goal. Come on, you can do this, guys. I totally believe in you. Come on, fist bump. Yeah, you ready? You ready? 1, 2, 3. Nice one. The next thing is, if you can, try to become an employer rather than an employee. That's one of the first steps. Unfortunately, it's not possible for many people to do that. They need to be creative. They need to know a specific business model and type perspective, theories and practices. So make sure to educate yourself from a business perspective and then know how you can pay yourself first. And that's what it means to be an employer. But obviously the responsibility comes up. So make sure that you can make that specific, as I mentioned previously, distinction, and you can decide for yourself whether you want to stay an employee and get paid for your time, or to be an employer and pay everybody else for your time and then get paid yourself for obviously starting the whole thing and already having a lot of employees and so on and so on. One of the most important things is that you need to start investing in yourself. Come on, guys, we've talked this numerous times. You need to make sure that you're putting yourself first. It's a priority. You have your own life and it's only yours at the beginning, or at least in most parts. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, invest in yourself, whether you want to read more, whether you want to increase your physical, like whether it's stamina or bulk or get ripped or lose weight or whatever it is. Make sure that you're doing that and educate your mind from audiobooks, maybe watching this YouTube video and hitting the like button. You know how it is. Yeah. And basically there's plenty of stuff that you can do to educate and invest in yourself. More specifically, invest in your future from a financial perspective as well. So maybe learning a few skills that will generate you income, that would be amazing. Or possibly you can... Nah, never mind. If you want to know what I was thinking about, make sure you share it in the comment section down below. Woo! And the last final thing, which is super crucial for the 1%, is that you need to understand how to save on taxes. You need to understand how you're gonna pay less taxes, because you're gonna be making shitload of money, and you know you've earned all of those dollars that you're making in your bank account. So in order to keep them, you need to know how. You need to be able to understand that taxes is, to be honest, something that can be avoided if you know how to. There's so many loopholes, or maybe you can start investing in Roth IRAs. There's so many different ways that you can start making money, or at least make the money work for you, where you won't have to pay taxes. So make sure you just type in Google literally how to save on taxes. You know, there's different states, for example, in America, where you're gonna be paying less taxes. I think it was like Nevada, and that's why, for example, Graham Stephan decided to move from California to Nevada, if I'm not mistaken. And in the UK, there's specific like the Roth IRAs, and there's all around the world where you invest a certain amount of money every month and year, and at the end of 65 or whatever, you don't really get to pay taxes on them, which is amazing. And there's so many more actually. When I think about it, you'll be able to save taxes. For example, Luxembourg is a good way. If you can create your company somehow there, you're going to be saving on taxes. And decide what's best for you guys, but you need to try and save as much as you can from your hard work so that you don't pay the government taxes. That's basically what I'm saying. Cool. I think that will be for today's video. Hopefully you guys really enjoyed it. Make sure you check me out on all social media. Hopefully this has been beneficial to you guys. If yes, hit the thumbs up, share with your friends. It's super crucial that we're all getting educated and from a financial perspective. So yeah, it's been fantastic to have you on this channel, and up to the next one. Let's cue the outro.